We're about to decode a secret language, but here's the crazy part. It's not a secret at all. In fact, you're using it every single day, probably without even thinking about it. So you ready to find out about the hidden superpower you've had all along?
Think about some of the phrases we toss around all the time. Falling in love. I mean, you don't literally trip and fall, right? Or climbing the ladder of success. There's no actual ladder. And hitting a sales target. Hopefully nobody's getting hurt. So what is going on here? What do these all have in common?
Well, they are all what we call figures of speech. And I know, the second I say that, you might be having some flashbacks to a stuffy English class, but stick with me here. This is not about memorizing a bunch of dusty old rules. It's about understanding the incredibly powerful, creative, and, well, kind of invisible tools that we all use to make our language really come to life.
And that's the best part. You are already an expert at this. Seriously, we all are. Our day-to-day conversations are absolutely jam-packed with this stuff. So really, all we're going to do today is put a name to the linguistic magic you're already pulling off every time you speak.
Okay, so let's break it down. What exactly is a figure of speech? Getting a solid handle on the what is going to be the key to unlocking the how and the why these things are so important.
At its very core, a figure of speech is just any time we choose not to be literal. It's when we bend the rules a little and pick our words to create some kind of special effect, maybe to paint a picture or explain a tricky idea or just to dial up the emotion. It's language that operates outside the dictionary, Let's start with maybe the most common family of figures of speech, comparison. These are the absolute essential tools for painting vivid pictures and building powerful connections right inside your listener's mind.
So, first up, we have the two heavyweights, simile and metaphor. A simile is super straightforward. It's a direct comparison that uses the words like or as. My love is like a rose. Easy enough, right? A metaphor, though, that's where things get really interesting. It's way more direct. It doesn't say something is like another thing. It says it is that thing. The camel is the ship of the desert. See the difference? It's this powerful implied connection. And this isn't just for poets. Metaphors actually shape the way we think. Just consider the idea that argument is war. We attack positions, defend our claims, and try to win debates. That's a metaphor that structures our whole approach to disagreement without us even noticing.
And here's a perfect example of just how raw and powerful a metaphor can be. Shelley didn't literally fall into a thorn bush. Come on. He used this incredibly intense image to describe emotional pain in a way that feels so physical and immediate. In that moment, life itself is a thing with thorns. That's the power of metaphor.
All right, next up in our comparison toolkit is personification. This is what we do when we give human traits or actions to things that aren't human at all. It makes abstract ideas feel way more concrete and relatable.
Just think about this one for a second. Death, this big, abstract concept, is suddenly given a human action, laying on a hand. It's not just a statement anymore, is it? It becomes this chilling image. You can almost feel that icy touch. It turns death into this active, menacing character, not just some inevitable event.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. We've seen how language can compare things. Now let's look at how we can use it to create some real drama by playing with opposites and exaggeration. This next set of tools is all about making a big impact.
First up is hyperbole, and I absolutely guarantee you use this one all the time. It's basically a massive, deliberate exaggeration. You're not supposed to take it literally, of course, but it's used to make a point in a huge way. And hyperbole is the perfect bridge between our everyday chatter and classic literature. I mean, when you say I'm starving, you don't actually mean you're on the brink of death, right? You just mean you're really, really hungry. Well, that's the exact same tool the poet William Wordsworth was using when he wrote about seeing 10,000 daffodils. Was he counting them? Of course not. He was just trying to express an overwhelming, breathtaking number. Same device, different context. Next, we have one of the most fascinating devices out there, the oxymoron. This is when you take two words with completely opposite meanings and smash them right together to create a brand new, surprising idea. Fun fact, the word oxymoron is actually an oxymoron itself. It comes from the Greek words oxy for sharp and moros for dull. How cool is that?
I mean, think about it. How can silence possibly be deafening? Literally, it can't. But this phrase? It perfectly captures that feeling of a silence so heavy and intense that it's just overwhelming. It's a powerful little contradiction that creates a feeling you won't forget. And check out this classic from the poet John Milton. Darkness visible. How can darkness be visible? It's amazing. This phrase was used to describe the light in hell, a light that doesn't actually illuminate anything, but instead just serves to show you how profoundly dark everything is. Just a stunning, thought-provoking image from a simple contradiction.
So far, we've been focusing on meaning and imagery. But figures of speech aren't just about what we see in our mind's eye, they're also about what we hear. This next group of tools is all about making music with our words.
And that brings us to alliteration. This is simply the repetition of the same sound at the start of a series of words. It's super catchy, it creates a nice rhythm, and it really helps phrases stick in your memory.
Just listen to how this one sounds. Faithful friends from flattering foe. That repeating F sound, it just ties the whole phrase together musically, doesn't it? It's really pleasing to the ear, and it subtly punches up the connection between all those words.
Okay, next up is a word that's almost as fun to say as it is to use, onomatopoeia. These are words that basically sound like the thing they're describing. The word itself is an imitation of a sound. It's language at its most playful. Things like babble, croak, buzz, sizzle, thud, puff, puff. You don't just read these words, you almost hear them, right? It's like a direct line from the page to your ears, and it makes writing feel so much more alive and immersive.
All right, so we've looked at comparisons, contrasts, and even sounds. We've started to decode this secret language. So, why does any of this actually matter? What's the big takeaway here? Because this stuff isn't just for poets and dusty old books. It's your everyday superpower. Understanding these tools helps you become a more precise, a more persuasive, and just a more engaging communicator. It adds color and life to everything from your emails to your big presentations to just chatting with a friend.
So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Now that you know the code, now that you can see the hidden patterns that have been hiding in plain sight your entire life, can you ever really listen to a song, or read an article, or even just have a simple conversation the same way again?